This is Working for Progress, a podcast that connects us through conversations about how we craft our working lives and make progress. We'll be joined by our communities from Tribe Porty and Keystone. Tribe Porty is a community co-working space and creative hub. We are full of entrepreneurs, social enterprises, freelancers, charities and SMEs. Keystone is the other social enterprise which supports women to reimagine their working lives. We do this by providing a holistic approach to business through courses, programs, mentoring, group coaching and events.
Welcome to today's conversation. I'm Alice, the community manager at Tribe Porty.
And I'm Danni, founder and director of both Tribe Porty and Keystone.
Here at Working for Progress, we're all about connecting good people, sharing their stories, their challenges, and the progress they make for themselves and for others. We hope this podcast challenges your ways of thinking and inspires you to work for progress.
Working for Progress starts with simple pleasures, finishes in awe, and meanders through career journeys in between. Today we welcome Danni Gordon. Danni originally worked in third sector, managing creative funds to community organisations around Scotland. Currently, Danni is on extended maternity leave and is looking forward to her next chapter in her working life, alongside being a new mum. Welcome, Danni.
Hiya.
Danni, number whatever you'd want to be today, I'll let you decide. Danni and I have a little competition. Who's one and who's two?
Today it's difficult, isn't it?
It is
because
difficult.
Who's in charge today?
Well, technically I am, really.
Okay, let's see.
I'm kidding. Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
I asked Danni to come in, even though she's on mat leave just now, and she thought she didn't have anything to say, and I beg to differ.
I always have something to say. It's just sometimes my brain doesn't work fast enough at the moment to get the words properly out.
Yeah, no, baby brain's a real thing.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a mess just now. My baby has trouble sleeping and needs a bit of an operation, which hopefully will happen later this year. So sleep is
Elusive.
really hard just now.
Yeah. Anyways, just whatever comes out, Alice is a master of editing, so we'll just see how it goes.
Thanks.
We're starting out simple. Give us your 5 simple pleasures, please.
Simple pleasures?
Yeah. We never tell anybody these ones in advance, so we like to catch you off guard.
You know what I do? My simple pleasures of things that bring me delight every day Okay. Food.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. Wait, can I start again?
Yes.
My baby.
Well, maybe she's not so simple, that's all.
Okay. Well, we co-sleep. So when she wakes up in the morning, we always do like a little kiss. I always say kiss and put my glasses on and I say, oh, I can see you. And she gives me a big smile. So that's one simple pleasure of her. She's a very complicated individual otherwise. Food, generally. Although sometimes it's a difficulty to make good food these days because of the baby. Having a shower where Cleo doesn't try and get in the door of the shower is so good. And I don't have to hold it either with my toe or my bum. The door closed. If I have a Pilates class, where normally someone will look after Cleo for an hour and I get to go to this Pilates session down the road from me, which is amazing and which has fixed my back pain after 7 years, I think, of back pain, and it's the only thing that's actually worked. That's definitely a pleasure. I don't even know if that's a simple pleasure, but it's delightful.
Yeah. Plus, she's amazing, and it's more than just Pilates, isn't it?
Should we give her a shout out?
Yeah.
Bridget McCarthy, Pilates studio in Edinburgh.
Because she'll figure you out entirely from head to toe, inside out. In seconds, which is both amazing, and I think I have told her to fuck off once because she got so close to the bone. I'm like, how can you know that about me already? You've met me 3 times. But so good. Yeah.
I was going to share something there and I just I'm ready to share something, but I told her something that I was really proud of and she was like, She's really good at praising you and with some things and then being and then restricting it others and you're like, give me praise. I'm very big on praise.
She knows what she's doing.
She's amazing. How many
I
was
think you
that?
have one more to go.
One more. Oh my God, a simple pleasure. Getting a 3-hour stretch of sleep at night.
Ouch.
Should I say a 4-hour stretch
go
of
for
sleep?
4.
Let's go for 4. That would be a real simple pleasure. That's quite elusive right now.
That's tough.
Yeah, it'll be different in a few months, but when she has her operation. But for now, that's a simple pleasure. It's all based around Cleo. I mean, I suppose that's normal with your maternity leave, right?
Yeah.
And being a new mum.
Of course. Yeah, that is your world right now.
Yeah.
Rightly so. Moving on to values.
For springing that on me.
I know. Some people would go really red when they're like, but you didn't send me those questions. Like, we know.
I was like, your 5 top values?
Nope. But about your values, do you know your top values? I'm not going to give you a number, what you live by and how you kind of live those out now and maybe in the future.
Yeah, so I've got values. I think I've got some values that are specific to like work and some that are specific to like me as just a general individual. But I was thinking about this and I think if I can reel some off.
Reel away.
Okay. Fun. Having fun. Being funny. That's one of my biggest ones that I kind of pride myself on. I think I am quite funny. And I like making people laugh. Being creative. I think being useful. I was thinking about this as I was walking along the road going, I think I'm actually just a fixer, but I kind of like to doll it up as being a problem solver when I'm in a work context. And I try and keep my fixer brain for social relationships, like with my friendships. I have been trying over the years to reduce that because I know how unuseful it is when people don't want to be fixed or don't want advice or just want to be heard. Or so I think that's me I think that's why I want to go into the job that I want to do eventually, and why I've chosen the career in my past that I've done is because I really like being useful and I really like problem solving, fixing things, helping people out, crossing things off a list, like just getting stuff done. And yeah, I'd say that's one of my main values is feeling of use. What else? Being efficient, being intuitive, values like friends, family, being kind, being thoughtful, being considerate. Yeah.
Do you know why those are so important to you? I see those in you big time, but I'm just wondering if you know the roots of why you value those things so much.
I really like when people are like that with me. So I respond quite well when people are thoughtful and considerate and have taken my needs into consideration. And I like being able to do that for others because I know how it makes me feel. I think my efficiency, my problem solving, my fixing, my being, crossing things off the list, it doesn't necessarily come from like a really positive place, because it's like I have to prove myself, I have to get stuff done, I have to show up, I have to be of worth, but it comes out, the actual, what's the word, or how do I want to say this, that it's positive in the way that it manifests in my work life, but I find it very difficult to relax, and I find it very difficult to sit still and just watch TV or have a nothing day. you'll generally find me in a very tidy house, with about, if not one, like I've had to, since I've had Cleo, I've had to reduce the amount that I do, because it's just impossible to do, more than one or two or three things. Or three things.
5, 6
with,
things.
with a baby. But we always have at least one thing a day that is planned. And to get me, booked in to do something is like, okay, well, I'm free on the 17th.
This is true.
So, or you come over, and help me with bath time. And that's what a lot of people have ended up doing now, because, so that's, it's not always like a positive reason for it, but I've been trying to calm myself down and fight against it in my personal life, but career-wise it's great when you're super efficient and I'm also really hardworking, I'd say I'm quite intelligent, so it all kind of, I'm not just thrashing through life doing stupid stuff. I'm like productive and efficient, and that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Do you think that being a new mum, that kind of style of being useful, being helpful, being productive, obviously those are good skills as well as a mum, especially a single mum, solo mum. Do you feel like when you're ready to go back into work, you'll be able to manage that priorities in terms of because you'll have to still take care of Cleo and prioritize her and be helpful and useful, and then you have this other layer of who you are in a work setting?
Yeah, my concern just now is that whilst I'm on maternity leave, is this feeling of need to be productive has actually detracted a little bit from my time with Cleo, because sometimes I feel like I'm ignoring her. She's very good at independent play, and because I'm getting stuff done, and that I feel is quite unfair to her. But also I spend a lot of time with Cleo. I suppose you do have to have the balance. And when I go back to work, I'm actually really excited about going back to work. I would have already gone back by now. It's just I'm taking more time off until she's had her operation. So I'm taking an extra 6 months off and have resigned from my previous role so that I can take this time, just because I'm a bit worried that my brain isn't working properly and isn't good enough to function in a work role. And I am actually also relishing this extra time to have with her. But I'm looking forward to figuring out what that balance looks like when I go back. I like working, and I like, Cleo is happy to be away from me as well.
Yeah.
When she's with someone that she knows. We've not tried a nursery setting yet, but she flourishes and is a very confident little girl. And I've done a few bits of work whilst I've been off, and oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
I know that I will manage this balance because I know it's good for me. I know working is good for me. I know getting the benefit out of that will be great, and it will add to my mental well-being.
Yep. About
the time when I'm with Cleo. So
yep.
I think it can only be a good thing that when you're doing something and your whole week is a happy week rather than,
yes,
And
I think that's the nuances we don't often speak about in terms of being a mum and being a working mum or not working. It's all give and take. Of course, most people want to spend time with their kids. Not everybody. And that's fine too. But it doesn't mean that you're one way or the other way. You love both. You love spending time with your daughter and you love working, and navigating that isn't always easy.
Yeah, I've got friends who are struggling with a 5-day week squeezed into 4 days, or their company wanting them to go back to 5 days a week, and they desperately want to spend more days with their child. And I'm glad that I'm going to go back to something hopefully that's a bit more flexible under my own terms, that will give me the best of both worlds, where I won't have to answer to anyone else.
Yes. I love it. Okay, thinking about work, I would love to hear your most random or your worst job that you've ever had.
This wasn't hard to remember. I don't want to say any names because people in the creative industries will know this organisation, but it was an organisation in Glasgow where I worked when I was quite fresh out of art school, and they just didn't quite, they worked you like a dog. And I don't mind being worked like a dog if there's benefits to the situation, like monetary benefits, or, you know, I've worked in many organisations, monetary or money or cash dollar. No, or like, you know, like
some
holidays or, you know, just a good work life, you know, like a good office life, you know, something like that. But this was just being worked like a dog, being paid crap, doing enough for like 2 people when I was like really young, and being not being supported, and not feeling valued. And I don't want it to sound like I need a lot of praise constantly, you know, like, you're so good at that. I mean, it helps. It's really good. No, I respond really well.
You've already touched on that, by the way.
I respond really well to praise. But I don't think it's really hard to make someone feel valued. I don't think I find it hard to make people feel respected and valued, and these guys just didn't really know how to do it. I don't know how they had people working for them for so long, to be honest. And then it only becomes clear that you're valued when you hand your resignation in, and then they have a little battle and a back and forth, and the price that they offer keeps going up and up and up, and then the other person offers a bit more, and then they offer a bit more, and then you're like, are you serious? Like, I could have been on this the whole time.
Sounds like a bad relationship.
Yeah. So yeah, it was, I worked there I think for 8 or 9 months. I can't even remember, but I remember my mental health being pretty bad at the end of that, and I've got quite good mental health, but I was crying in the toilets every day, and very close to tears very easily, and you know, no one was mean to me, but it was just everything, you know, the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. There's loads of studies done, people's kind of work satisfaction, and the biggest thing that improves their satisfaction is actual praise, like, well done, thank you. It's not your wage increase, it's not other benefits, it's actually feeling valued. So yeah, when you work in a place that you don't feel valued, it's pretty detrimental. Yeah, it's funny we miss that though, like workplaces often miss that, it seems.
And yet there's some places that I have worked that do it really well.
Yeah, of course. And I think, at least I hope there's a bit more awareness to that, because there's more mental health chat. But I'm in a bubble of this place for so long, I don't know what other places are like. This could be work related or it could be personal, but I'd love to hear about the biggest risk that you've taken to date.
Well, if you do it on a personal level, it's trying to have a child by myself. But I'll talk about it on a work related. So when I was in 2016, I did this self-development course, and from it I started this project, a body image project called the Chachi Power Project. And in 2017 I got made redundant from the organisation I was working for, and so I decided to make this project my full-time gig. And I thought, it'll be for a few months, and it turned out that I did it from 2017 until 2020, and that was my full-time gig that whole time. Well, no, it wasn't actually. Sorry, I did like other little bits of work for like in the tech industry, but it was all piecemeal sort of. And then Chachi was like my main thing, and I spoke at events, and I blogged, and I did events, and a whole range of things. Did loads of online stuff, and deciding that was going to be my main thing, and like trying to make that work, because it was really hard to make it work, like figure out what is my product here and what is sellable, and that was hard.
Yeah,
especially having to try and have an income.
Yeah, the mission
regular.
was there, and the values were there, and the kind of awareness raising, like that's all the great work. But unless you get funded, you have to somehow make it work as a business.
Yeah, so like, and I'm really bad with, because I like variation in my day, and I never really wanted to do like a coaching course, like create an e-course or create, because I was like, if I create an e-course, it would just be me selling it for the rest of my life. And I don't really like sales, and I don't really want to, and I don't love just constantly marketing. I find that really difficult. I wanted a variation, so I didn't say no to anything. Mm-hmm. And I didn't narrow down what my products were, and so I just did a little bit of everything. And then that's quite difficult, because you're just spreading yourself a bit too thin, and people don't really know exactly what you can do. I didn't really know how to fix it. I had a really great time. And it was a really helpful project. It was helpful for other people. It was helpful for me. I kind of put it on the back burner in 2020 when the pandemic hit and I got offered a job for a charity. That was good, because I was doing speaking gigs and I was doing events, and so everything fell to the floor, and I couldn't do anything. So it was great that I got another job. So I just put Chachi on the back burner, and I've really not done very much with it. Although I did do about 5 podcast episodes during the pandemic, which kind of kept Chachi going a little bit. But I've put, I was also starting fertility treatment, and I was working for this charity, so it was a bit too much for my life. So I don't really know if I'm ever going to pick it up again. But I think, I was talking to you about this the other day, like how much benefit it's given me, and it's kind of okay that I don't necessarily need to pick it up again. Like maybe that was good for me for that time in my life, and it cemented this great. It's cemented such a way of thinking about my own body, in a appreciative way. With I would say I'm body neutral, if not body positive, I suppose. Positive about my body, and I know so much about the body positive movement, and it's helped a lot of people. So I'm kind of like, well, if that's just what that was, then that's fine, and I'm happy with that, and I'm actually quite excited about further things in the future, and maybe not having to go back to it. Like sometimes it feels a bit like, oh, I'm gonna have to potentially reignite it, and that kind of feels a bit heavy at times. I don't want it to feel heavy. I want it to be this nice thing that was really useful in my past.
Have you thought about what you've learned about entrepreneurship, or about business, or about what kind of, do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to work for someone? Like, do you feel like that's taught you something? Chachi's taught you about that more?
Yeah, I think, well, what I plan to do when I start back working is I want to be a virtual assistant. Like, I've worked as a personal assistant over the years, as an executive assistant in different companies, and I relish those roles. I love those roles, especially when you're working with creative people. And that's what I want to start, but I want to do it myself, like, so not be employed.
Yeah.
And Chachi's taught me so much. It's taught me how I work by myself, how I structure my day, how I plan ahead, how I, manage financially, like all of those things. But it's taught me that and that's actually a really good point, because I was thinking about listing all of the things, when I'm a virtual assistant, all of the things that I can help you with, which is a lot, with all my various experience and the past roles I've had. I cover loads of things. And now I'm going, maybe I shouldn't offer everything. Maybe I should narrow down what I offer so that, I'm not spread too thin.
And also the chance to kind of curate your own job. And that doesn't mean like being everything to everyone, because that's maybe the lesson in that. Like, what do you want to do more of? What do you enjoy the most? Like, and then it's mutually beneficial because you're happy, they're happy, and it's all very clear about what you're set out to do. You know?
I think I might need to do like the ikigai sort of. What do I actually like doing? Because I think that's the problem, is like when you're a virtual assistant, you're like, I can do that.
I could do it.
I could do it really well for you, but actually, am I going to enjoy it? Am I going to do it quickly?
Yes.
Am I going to prioritize it for you when it's something that I don't love? Yeah. So yes, I do have to think about like narrowing down my offering.
Yeah, I think that's it's a good skill to do, not only what you love doing most and what you're good at, but then also you're attracting the right clients to you, because then that client's not going to pull you to do other things that you don't necessarily want to do, that you could do, and then all of a sudden you are working in a way that you wouldn't have designed, which is not the point of starting your own business.
Yeah. I just foresaw my future. Like, that's so gonna happen. No, I'm gonna be really structured and really boundary.
That's what I'm trying to say right now.
Okay.
Yes, this is an opportunity.
Okay.
No, it's good. I think it's exciting. I think everyone should be made to start a business. I know it sounds terrible, and not necessarily, make it successful, however you want to define success, but it just gives you an awareness of how things work from another point of view, and it makes, I think, the relationship of employee-employer different and maybe better. Maybe that's just from someone that's founded companies.
Oh, I don't ever want to employ someone. I employ myself, and that's all my responsibility lies. Like, you're a different breed from me. But that's what the course that I did, this self-development course that I did, it made you start a project. And that project was in the end was to like have a finishing goal, like an event, and then you were supposed to sort of raise some money for charity. But it was taking you through the process, and it was kind of forcing you to go, so what do I actually like? What do I enjoy? What am I passionate about? Like, because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, I know.
And they're like getting into their 40s or 50s or 60s, and they're like, I haven't done anything that actually was a passion. And then this forced me to find something that I was going to be useful to others and useful to myself. And it was about body, because that was huge in my life. Body image issues was a big deal, and then I realized that was actually a big deal for everyone.
A lot of people.
So
that's interesting. Yeah, I think projects maybe a lighter touch version than starting a business.
Start your business. Yeah. Register it. Pay tax. What? No, never doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Projects
is a good way. Yeah, no, good. Tell me about a time where you had a sense of awe or experienced a state of flow.
I mean, obviously my daughter being born.
Yeah.
I don't remember thinking of it as awe. Like, reflecting back, I don't know if I would say awe. I think I was so nervous and wanted to make sure she was okay that I think that was overshadowed. This moment of was kind of like, is she okay? Is she okay? Is she okay?
Yeah, and I think awe's not necessarily always a happy moment. I mean, it could be at a funeral. It could be at something that changes the perspective of what you value in life, or your view on something quite profound, which I don't think we talk about enough. No one ever talks about that other end of awe. which I know you have experienced, but that kind of moment where you're like, this has changed me forever. And I think because we do associate awe with like an amazing sunrise or sunset or something like that, and that also could be it, but it also could be a moment of realizing life is short, or you're forever changed by this moment.
Yeah, no, I've had moments that have changed me forever, fundamentally as a human. And
State of flow? How about state of flow?
So, I mean, I studied jewelry design, and I remember being in the studio, in the workshop, and it would be like 9 a.m, and then it would be 4 p.m.
And you wouldn't even know it.
No,
just
and
be in a zone.
So making stuff with my hands. And since I studied jewelry, like I've done sort of wood turning and glass blowing and macrame and like things like that. Actually, that's probably the last project that I found that I would spend hours doing and could quite happily. This big lampshade that I made out of macrame, my first ever macrame project. It was absolutely massive and ridiculous that that's the first thing I ever made. Anyway, but when I was thinking about flow, because I have a daughter that doesn't sleep very well, and because I like to be super productive, I was thinking that when she has a nap, and maybe this is an all mum or dad thing, but maybe amplified when you're a solo mum and you've got, one person managing a household and you need to get stuff done. See, when Cleo has a 1 hour, 15-minute nap in the afternoon, I wrote down all of the things I did in one day in 1 hour and 15. And some days it's not. Some days I'm folding one lot of laundry and I'm watching Ashley Madison Scandal on Netflix.
I don't even know who that is.
It's the website for people having affairs.
Oh,
that got hacked, and then they leaked all of the names, the data.
Bye.
You should watch it on. It's on Netflix just now. It's brilliant. It's what me and Cleo are currently watching. But then there's some days where I'm like boom, 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 boom. So I wrote down all of the things I did in a 1 hour, 15-minute nap time while she was sleeping, and I wanted to read it out for you because this is flow for me. This is flow.
Oh, you're in flow.
This is flow. Okay. Okay. I took down a dry laundry off of the rack. I hung up a wash. I put on a wash. I took out the recycling. I made a coffee. I checked in for flights. I filled a photo album for Cleo of prints I'd ordered. I charged my headphones. I rotated some toys, which really just means I tidied and grabbed something she hasn't played with for a while. I replied to 6 texts. I scheduled this podcast. I wrote a bio for this podcast. I sent a headshot, and I arranged for Cleo to be looked after whilst I did this podcast. All in 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Did you have a list of those things to get done?
Some of them, and then some of them are like the things that creep in. So I suppose that's maybe not flow because things are coming up all the time.
I think you're tricking yourself.
I felt like I was in flow.
This need to be useful and productive is disguised as flow. Get your ass back to making some jewellery or pottery or something, woman.
I know, I've got a pottery wheel in my
I know you do.
garage. I haven't used it in about a year and a half. I know. But it's
you
the
are
closest
thinking a lot.
I feel like it's
in that list.
So it's flow, would you say, is you're not thinking?
You're not thinking.
Okay, well then that's the opposite of flow.
Well,
then.
I mean, that's not true. I think you can experience a state of flow when you're working. I felt it. I can see that, when everything's like coming together and time goes by, but you're like racing an app with a list and getting lots done. That's just being uber productive.
So see, when I was writing my little short bio for this podcast, I find I find that sort of thing quite easy and just bash it out. Okay. I would think that if I had to do like that on a bigger scale, that could be flow. But writing.
Maybe writing.
I'm going to try it.
Writing's a flow for you. You're a good writer. I could see that.
I used to do automatic writing.
I just want to challenge your Productiveness is flow.
Okay.
Sorry. I've rejected it. I'm sorry.
But then I'll be like having some crisis after it, being like, oh, all I've been doing is in flow. I've not got anything actually done. So much to do. If you can babysit, then I will.
Just going to try and trap me on air, aren't you?
I will flow.
Flow like crazy.
I will do so much flowing.
This is a different podcast now.
It's sounding a bit rude now.
It'd be strange if it didn't go that way at some point.
Knowing us.
I am genuinely looking forward to, well, obviously this has been a beautiful year, plus, you know, you've taken on motherhood with such grace, as you do with everything I've seen you ever do. And just getting back to the other things that you like to do as well. It's nice. It's a nice time, although I think it's difficult, and I've been there, and I think it's a lot for you to kind of change modes. So like 100% of your thinking and time is occupied by this little person that you love more than anything, and then you have to kind of eke out a little bit of new thinking away from her, and it feels very uncomfortable and awful. And like I feel like going back into work after maternity leave is a big deal that a lot of people don't get support.
Oh, I'm going to challenge you on that because, well, no, not that last bit. I agree. Lots of people don't get support, but I'm actually really looking forward to it. And I see this next thing, like role that I'm going to be taking on is just going to be adding to all of the things that I like doing in a week. So I'm kind of relishing the idea of like more building blocks of good stuff, because I think when you're someone that's driven by feeling useful, maternity leave can be quite difficult. Like you're being useful to your daughter, but other than that, it's like
you don't feel very
I maybe need to get some gratification from like other areas. So I think
don't get me wrong, like I think also it's really lovely to use your brain differently and think about other things and know that she's happy with, you know, because they like to be with other kids a lot, and you can't necessarily provide that on your own. So like knowing that they're happy away and you're happy away, it's a great transition too. So I'm not saying it's all bad, but I think it can be challenging for a lot of people. It's such a shift.
I'm hoping that her just being down the road in the nursery and me being able to work from home or work from Tribe means that like I'm really close by, and like, you know, it'll feel like she won't be too far.
I know what you mean. No, that's good. I think it's important things for people to think about, and I know you've thought about those things. And I can't wait for your new virtual assistant business to take off. In a speed that's appropriate to you and your needs.
I know. I'm just thinking about the website that I want to build to explain what I can do for people, and then I'll be sending it out to everyone.
Well, you will make sure this is produced and shared in good time whenever you're ready, because we function like that.
Thank you.
Anyways, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me
and chatting.
Ciao. Bye.
To hear more about Tribe Porty and Keystone, you can find us on all social media platforms. Please head over to our website and subscribe to our newsletters, which includes monthly blogs to provide helpful insights into how we craft our working lives. This has been Working for Progress. We hope you join us again.